It was supposed to be just another quiet Sunday morning on my ranch, coffee in hand, birds chirping, and the smell of fresh paint wafting through the air as I put the final touches on my newly repainted fence. The wood had weathered a long winter, and I figured it was time to give it a fresh coat of rustic brown to match the barn. What I didn't expect was to be interrupted mid-stroke by the shrill screech of tires and the screechier voice of HOA President Karen Myers storming down the gravel drive like she was leading an FBI raid. "Stop painting! That fence violates HOA color codes!" she barked, her clipboard clutched like a weapon. I blinked, unsure if this was some prank. "Karen," I said calmly, "this is my ranch. The HOA doesn't govern private agricultural land." But she wasn't hearing any of it. Instead, she whipped out her phone, muttering about violations and how the community standards must be upheld. 10 minutes later, a patrol car rolled in, lights flashing and everything. The young deputy stepped out, took one look at the paintbrush in my hand and the absurdity of the situation, then sighed like this wasn't his first Karen call of the week. Karen launched into her tirade about property values, community appearance, and how she had every right to enforce HOA rules. The officer turned to me, brows raised. I simply walked back to the porch, pulled out a folder, and handed over a copy of the land deed. The deputy took his time reading it, then let out a small chuckle before saying, "Ma'am, this entire block of land, including the lots you rent from, belongs to him." Karen's face dropped, as if gravity had just doubled. Turns out, the HOA had been leasing land for their common areas, picnic zones, walking trails, even the sign out front, from a holding company I had quietly acquired 2 years back in a land purchase deal. She hadn't realized that the man painting the fence was now her landlord. The officer gave her a gentle warning not to file false reports again. As she stormed off, muttering threats of legal action she'd never win, I went back to painting. Funny thing about power, some people chase it with clipboards while others buy the land under their feet.